What are we doing here? Why can't we just pick? Why can't the Democratic Party pick people who are actually going to live through a couple decades of the choices of the fucking votes?
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. We've got a good show planned for today. I think you'll like it, so let's jump right in. Let's do it. News and nuts. News and nuts. Hey, it's news and nuts. RFK Jr. and Rubio were up on the Hill today, getting drilled by some sanctimonious, grandstanding Democrats that don't care about asking the real important questions. They just want to get their 10-second soundbite so they can get more money for their reelection. But the good thing is RFK Jr. and Rubio were giving back more than they were getting. Take a look.
You presided over the destruction of the health of the American people.
Well,
Our people are now the sickest people in the world.
Seriously.
Because you have not done your job.
Seriously. That is an
What have you done about it? What have you
Mr.
done about the
Secretary,
epidemic
I am here
of
to
chronic
ask-
disease?
Mr. Secretary,
What have
are
you done
here in
about the epidemic
Mr.
of chronic
Secretary.
disease?
Marco Rubio putting Senator Margaritaville in his place. And he didn't stop there.
I have to tell you directly and personally that I regret voting for you for Secretary of State.
Your regret for voting for me confirms I'm doing a good job. We deported gang members, including the one you had a margarita with. And that guy is a human trafficker, and that guy is a gangbanger, and the evidence is going to be clear. In the days to come,
Mr.
you're going to
Chairman,
see who you went to
look,
defend.
I'm sorry,
Please,
Mr. Chairman.
Secretary
No.
Rubio has the floor.
Mr. Chairman, he can't make unsubstantiated comments like that.
No one's entitled to a student visa.
So
we
you
deny
revoked her
visas every
student
day,
visa
and we will
on
revoke and
based
continue
on
to
an
revoke
op-ed,
visas.
which trumps the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution.
Someone's coming up
You
here to stir
clearly-
up problems on our campus. We're going to revoke their visa.
She didn't
They're
do any of
guests.
that. You revoked her student visa
Yes,
because
proudly.
she wrote an op-ed.
And
Would
we'll do
you
more. We're
revoke?
going to do more.
Musk is heading back to corporate America, taking care of Tesla, SpaceX, and all the other bajillion businesses he's got going on. But not before he takes one last swipe at the media and, quite frankly, at the American public, the way they've treated him and Tesla and the bad behavior that's been on display. Check it out.
In terms of political spending, I'm going to do a lot less in the future.
And why is that?
I think I've done enough.
The $4 billion a day, if Doge is going to run till next July, is not going to get you to $2 trillion.
I feel you're somewhat trapped in the NPC dialogue tree of a traditional journalist. Legacy media propaganda is very effective at making people believe things that aren't true.
What would an example of that be?
That I'm a Nazi, for example.
President Trump met with the president of South Africa today, and it started out pretty cordial, talking about golf and some other mundane things, but it quickly turned very serious as President Trump brought receipts to the genocide going on in South Africa as we speak. And it was pretty savage. Take a look.
These are articles over the last few days. Death of people. Death, 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 horrible death, death, I don't know.
But you know that there are
Pick
black
anyone.
people who are
White
dying the
South
most?
Africans are fleeing because of the violence and racist laws, and this is all, I mean, I'll give these to you. So when you say, what would I like to do? I don't know what to do.
I mean,
Look at this.
Dave says, and not me, the best thing is he is kind of forcing the big news networks to cover the genocide. So far, it's been crickets. Yes, it has. Muscular Sack says nothing beats an in-person beatdown. This was baller from Trump. Totally agree. All right, that's it for the news. Now on to the nuts. This first clip is showing some stuff that I thought was supposed to be not going on. Apparently it still is going on, so President Trump still has some work to do on tamping this stuff down. So take a look.
I thought President Trump said this rainbow stuff was over with. Oh, for real? Oh, okay. Because President Trump said he ain't want no more of this rainbow stuff going on. A little too late. President Trump, let's get it going on.
This next clip is kind of nuts because it shows two female police officers trying to subdue a man, and it is not going well. Not until two male police officers get involved, and then shockingly, the man is quickly subdued. So check it out and let me know your thoughts down in the comments.
Oh shit, it's real out here. 2 girls, 1 guy, let's see. I be wanting to help, but two girls, 1 guy. 2 girls, 1 guy, 2 girls, 1 guy.
Metemos el pie.
Spencer.
No puedes.
Ey, ¿por qué es el policía entonces?
I'm not sure when that last clip was taken. I hope it wasn't recent, but it's just another example of many, probably hundreds of clips out there of people just without consequence, without fear of consequence, taking whatever they want from these stores. But of course, remember when AOC said, "Oh, it's just because they're trying to get food for their families that they're doing the shoplifting." Take a look.
And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
This was a funny compilation put out by the White House, I believe, and it is President Trump telling the illegal immigrants that they've caught and captured and I think deported at this point, and he's telling them bye-bye. Take a look.
Bye-bye. 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 Okay? Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bing. Ding. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That's it. Bye-bye. Wave goodbye.
All right, my friends, that's it for the News and Nuts segment of the show. But don't worry, we are jumping into the pool of madness, and today it is deep with crazy. So sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
You want to talk about fucking evil? Let's talk about Trump's big, beautiful budget bill getting rammed through the House at 1 fucking a.m. while we're all asleep. That's not governance. That's cowardice. That's a back alley power grab pulled off in the dark like the spineless snakes they are. This bill, it cuts Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, the literal lifelines millions of people rely on. Elderly folks, disabled folks, children, families already downing under this corrupt system in a park while these narcissistic clowns in suits pat themselves on the fucking back. So here's the fuck what we do. We blew up their damn phones. We pissed every Republican representative. We show them we're not asleep. We're fucking awake. We're watching. And we will not shut up while they try to kill people quietly in the night.
Try to kill people.
June 14th, we get loud as hell. We flood the streets, flood their phones, flood their goddamn timelines with truth, because their cruelty only wins if we sit still. This is about human fucking lives, about dignity, about not letting billionaires get tax breaks while kids go hungry. So rise the fuck up, speak, rage, refuse to be silent. We are coming.
That guy by far has the best rants, I think, on the internet right now. It's just pure gold every time he he gets in his car.
You know what's crazy to think about with America?
Okay.
Is we were supposed to have Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill.
Okay.
Instead of Andrew Jackson in 2020. Then they delayed it.
Yeah.
Now they've just never done it. And then in 2025, now we've rolled women's rights back like 100 years.
What? What are you
The
talking
switch up.
about? That's the... I'm not exactly sure how setting back women's rights, which hasn't happened, but how that correlates to not putting Harriet Tubman on the face of one of our bills doesn't really make sense. Oh no! Oh, okay. We have 2 in the queue. This is an awful alert, everyone. An awful alert. Let's thank you. Let's get to it. All right, let's see how awful these affluent white female libs are today. All right, let's do it.
This message is for Jake Tapper. If you're not Jake Tapper, do you mind sharing this so it can reach him? And then also add some of these things to the comments or Stitch or Duet. You'll see what I mean. Jake Tapper.
Okay.
I hope both sides of your pillow are always warm. I hope that you get stuck at
What?
every single red light. I hope you get caught in
boy,
a
that's-
torrential downpour without an umbrella. I hope that every time you go and order coffee, they get it wrong. I hope that the grocery store never has your favorite ice cream or dessert or whatever your favorite food is. I hope that you go to your favorite restaurant and they're either closed or don't have a table or they're just unable to make your favorite meal for you. What else? What else do we wish for Jake Tapper?
Okay, that was kind of awful, but not that brutal. It could have been far worse, for sure. Let's see what the next awful has to say.
Did you know that when it happens,
Oh.
people are going to put Christmas lights up?
That's pretty awful. Yeah.
When it happens, people are going to put Christmas lights up. I didn't know that one. And he stuck up.
All right, that was awful. I mean, some people were thinking that she was talking about President Biden when he passes, but I'm pretty sure, at least to me, I'm getting the strong vibe that she was talking about President Trump. And so, yeah, that was awful.
You remember 4 months ago, back in January, when the House Democrats picked an old guy to be their head representative on the House Oversight Committee, the most important committee in Congress? The Democrats picked a super old guy with cancer. His name was Jerry Connolly. Notice I just said was? He's dead. He died today. Today. They had a choice between AOC, a young, vibrant member of Congress who knows how to communicate using the internet, knows how to format a PDF, knows how to complete fucking sentences, or they had an old man who was 75 years old and riddled with cancer.
Riddled!
Nancy Pelosi, from her hospital bed with a broken hip, the oldest thing you could possibly have, she wrangled votes for this old man who is now dead.
That's what she does.
Is dead. He died of being old. Nancy Pelosi and the Grim Reaper, they collabed and they teamed up and they've already updated his Wikipedia. He died like an hour ago and it already says former representative.
Wow.
He was in Congress for 16 years. One of the first things he voted on was raising the minimum wage. Yeah. The last time we raised the minimum wage was when this guy got fucking elected. What are we doing here? Why can't we just pick? Why can't the Democratic Party pick people who are actually going to live through a couple decades of the choices of their fucking votes? Why the can't we have a fucking person in this party who is young enough that their children will not be fucking seniors by the time...
Okay, I'm going to say some mean stuff. Jerry Connolly passed away today. He had esophageal cancer, and he robbed AOC of a position that would have actually helped our country. And there's a lot of conversation
I don't know about
going
helping
about
the country,
how we have, so many old Democrats in office, and it's time for them to get out and make way for younger candidates.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you've ever run for office, you know that the Democratic Party doesn't help you. In fact, they hold you back, and you have to follow their little kind of idiosyncratic bullshit rules. You can talk to Tamara Cash. She'll tell you all about it. So let's be clear. Yes, we have lost 6 in the last 13 months.
Wow.
Since the year 2000, 45 members of Congress have died in office. 30 of them have been Democrats.
Holy crap.
As of right now, there are 16 octogenarians.
I mean, that's horrible.
Counting D.C. Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton in the House of Representatives, 13 are Democrats. This fucking made me laugh. We definitely need to open up investigations. It looks like the Republicans are killing Democrats and have been for a quarter of a century. This can't be just a coincidence. This is a conspiracy. But here's the crux of it. Stop voting for old people. Have to make challenging incumbents easier. Now look, I realize I'm 55. I'm old. Do I think that 55-year-olds belong in government? Yes. Do I think that they should stay so long that they die in their seat? Absolutely not. There's a golden years that we are supposed to have, and at some point you need to pass that torch off. But let's not forget, we still have so many of these people on the other side. So you've got all these old octogenarians on the Republican side, but they have made way for the younger ones. And look at what they've done to the Republican Party. They've made it stronger. And the Democrats are just like holding on for dear life to whatever the power they have.
That's all they care about.
They're afraid. They're just afraid.
Yeah.
What if a Republican gets a seat? Well, you have to make that. You have to give that an opportunity. Anyways, I've said enough mean things. I can be meaner. And,
never going to happen with the Democrats.
My thoughts and prayers go out to all the families that have lost loved ones in our government.
Holy fucking term limits, do we need them? Because you're telling me that Jerry Connolly died today after not even 6 months running the Oversight Committee?
Yeah, that's what we're telling you.
That man was appointed in January, and he was appointed over AOC. Because Nancy Pelosi, in her 80-some-odd years, knew that AOC was not only going to take Republicans to task, but she was going to take Democrats to task for doing unethical shit.
I don't think...
Yes,
I'm
it
not
was
sure about
very sad that Jerry Connolly died. My prayers go out to his family.
Sure.
But holy fucking shit, do we need term limits? Because that man fucked us for 4 months, doing God knows fucking what, while the Trump administration ran around setting fires everywhere. And he does not get to see the repercussions of his actions or lack thereof.
That's true.
I do think it's important for us to have a conversation about the fact that congressmen should not be dying in office. There have been 3 Democrats in the House that have died in 2025 alone. We need to have a discussion about term limits, about age limits, because we cannot have people representing us who are not in a physical state to do so. I know it's never the right time to have this discussion, but if we're going to look at this objectively, 3 members of Congress dying within the same calendar year is too many.
AOC had an opportunity to be in Connolly's position, and Pelosi and all of the other older Democrats that have been in office for way too long put their foot down and said, nope, we don't like this. Connolly's got to be the guy. And that's just the end of the conversation, knowing that Connolly was in the condition that he was in.
Yeah.
And that is the problem with Democrats. Democrats are getting in their own way when it comes to having these conversations, when they have to make hard choices. They are more comfortable keeping the status quo and not making the change that is needed to move the party forward. And this is why you need term limits. And this is why you need to have age limits on these individuals.
Yeah. It is very interesting that the Democrats, now that they are directly being affected by these people dying, now all of a sudden a whole bunch of them are screaming, hey, we need term limits. We need to cap an age on these people so they're not dying in office and their seats are up for grabs, which is really the reason that they're up in arms right now. But yeah, there's old people on both sides, and I do think there should be term limits, and I think there should maybe be an age limit as well. Let these people just enjoy their retirement with their grandkids and, you know, going on vacations and spending time on the beach like Biden. You know what I'm saying? Strange times.
The southern border is so secure right now. We have a 99.99% reduction in all border crossings.
That's just a fear factor. It's
a fact, actually.
Well, because when Trump is saying that he's going to deport every single immigrant, it makes immigrants not want to come in.
Good for Trump.
What?
And by the way, don't call them immigrants. They're line cutters and border jumpers. Immigrants are people that wait in line and fill out the forms and come here correctly. Don't conflate the two.
I have a petition to put tampons in boys' school bathrooms. Is that something you'd be willing to sign?
Yeah.
Perfect. What makes you inclined to sign this?
Because there are people in boys' bathrooms that need tampons.
Exactly.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought we collectively agreed that we are no longer going to Target. Why is Target's parking lot full, and why am I seeing people go into Target?
Oh, gosh.
To be clear, I am not going to Target. I'm going to a place over here.
Okay.
What are we doing, people? We
You're
don't
crazy.
need anything from Target.
Yeah, it's really funny because the conservative side, Republicans or whatnot, were boycotting Target because of their DEI programs and the merchandise they were selling. And now the libs are boycotting Target because they're getting rid of their DEI and their merchandise related. Oh my gosh, this is just crazy. Target's kind of screwed either way, I guess. Luke Velichka says your message would be more effective and convincing if you talk faster and louder and flared your eyes more. She had some real psycho eyes for sure. Honey May Maga says, look at the eyes. Those damn eyes.
Y'all keep talking about this race war. Just know, every melanated person is ready. You know,
everyone.
You know how ready we are. You don't understand that
I don't.
All of this stuff that we're doing to one another, if we just had a outlet, I promise you, it would be no problem. And you basically saying that if it does become something like that, neither side goes to jail. Oh my God, they're gonna have a ball on your candy ass. I'm just saying, bro. Y'all think. And the crazy part is, the ones who can't protect themselves is doing all of this. And the ones who can is trying to figure out who over here know how to protect themselves. See, it don't matter if you know how to aim and shoot. It just matters if you hit your fucking target.
Wow.
It's time for Dave's Detox.
Little bubbles. Oh, don't do it. You did it.
Are you tired?
Aww.
Did you see that? Are you tired?
This cat is doing that because he's seeing things moving. That's an optical illusion. It's pretty crazy. I made one once. It's weird. Aw. I'm sorry, but I'd have to give in every time. Oh, look at that cutie. Wow, that cat is out. Wow, that's funny. Oh, how adorable. That's the cutest chihuahua I think I've ever seen. Wow, talk about being laid out. It looks like someone just, I don't know. Is he sunbathing? That's awesome. Oh, yeah. Nice. Wow, he's actually getting stuff. That's crazy. That was absolutely amazing that a cat can play Ninja Fruits. Or Fruit Ninja. I think it was Fruit Ninja. Anyways, it's been a while. But that is a wrap for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, slap that bell around, tell your friends about Idle Hands. And of course, until the next episode, stay safe, know that you are loved and appreciated, and until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.